I just really appreciated that you played a strategy that I felt was very similar. You're always looking for options, keeping your options open, not always assuming that there was just the one path. I think always, even if you trust a group of people, you still have to have backup plans, and you really work them. And I think that was a great strategy. Love you, girl. Good luck.
Am I crying? Oh my god. I love you both. I was definitely trying to go to the end with you. I think Courtney over Maria, because I feel like I carried you a lot, Maria, and I know you said you chose to fly under the radar. I tend to appreciate the game that's more aggressive and strategic, and I feel out of the two of you, Courtney made more strategic moves, and even though you guys screwed me over, I'm proud of you and loved playing this entire game with you. Congrats, Courtney, you're gonna win.
Much better. Not necessarily the final two I was assuming I would have to vote from, but I'm very pleased to cast this vote. I loved connecting with you. I think you just connected better with the jury than Maria did. You picked the right person to go with you. You won the immunity challenges when you had to, and you 100% deserve this. Super excited for you, and I hope you win.
Courtney, you played us well, and you did great. And I still want to ask more about our midnight conversation whispered by the fire last night, but I think you answered the questions and how you were working everybody on our tribe, and you made those connections. Maria did not. And thank you for showing us your game, and I think you're a deserving winner, and I adore you.
But I know you got me, so congratulations, and I hope that you win.
I don't know how to spell Courtney. How do you spell Courtney?
You're fine, just write that. You're fine.
No, seriously, I don't know. I don't know how hers is.
It's okay. People respond to different.
Yeah. All right. That doesn't even look right. I'm sorry I misspelled your name, because I guarantee it's not right. But I only had 30 minutes with you, so I didn't get to look at your water bottle very well. I think you answered these questions more straightforward than Maria did. I felt like she was kind of giving us the runaround, and I really admired that you kept all the doors open. It was really similar to my game. It just, I didn't have the numbers, and you did, so congratulations.
Congratulations.
So it feels good to sit with Survivor royalty. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. I, in my wildest dreams, did not expect to win this game. I'm still just trying to absorb all of it and process, and
It takes a while.
yeah.
I had a partner in crime when I played, and she ultimately won. And even the winners, only winners get closure. And yet there's still a lot to process.
Yeah.
Would it surprise you to know that production, I talked with William over there, that after that first confessional, and I told you what a great job you did, that's production code for, she's got a shot. So how'd you get here? I mean, you had
I
the
worked
potential.
my butt off to
Okay.
get here. I did. In the beginning, I was a little unsure of myself, of just how I was going to interact with people, because naturally I'm more on the reserve side, and there's a lot of outgoing people here and a lot of big personalities, and I wasn't sure how I would fit in. But I think just saying yes to everyone, when people approach me, just like saying yes in such a convincing way, I gained a lot of people's trust, and I kept a lot of doors open, so that if my original plan looked to be following through, that I had some backup. So
often when I sit here and talk with people, it's about regrets and mistakes, and of course all winners look at it and say, well, I wouldn't change anything because it ended with a victory.
yeah.
But all winners do. Were there moments of doubt, wonder, where maybe you thought you made a misstep somewhere?
Yeah, one thing I'm still processing that I do regret a little bit is betraying Kathy in the way that I did. I had her, she did not want to vote Hannah. She had a close bond with Hannah, and she told me, she was like, if you're not voting Hannah, please tell me, so I won't write her name down. And I just felt like I had to keep up the Hannah vote the best that I could, and I know it devastated her to know that I played her like that, to get her to vote against her friend, and then I didn't vote with her, like I said. And I could see the hurt in her eyes when she realized what happened, and that was the one moment that I truly just felt like sick to my stomach about.
So, last night's confessional, there was this sound. I don't know. What happened from I don't know to this?
That confessional, I feel like, was a great place for me to process. Like, you do it kind of in your own head, but saying it out loud made me just think about the game in a new way, and like just really challenge me to look at all the options. And one thing that I think was kind of a game changer for me is everyone slept super well that night, and so we all went to sleep, and I woke up, I don't think I had slept that long, and I decided to get up and tend to the fire, and I like went and looking at each one, like, what is their goal and how can I gain their trust? And one by one, like, I went through the people and ran scenarios, and ultimately I had a moment of doubt. Kathy came to sit with me by the fire, and I wanted to open up a conversation about the potential of working with them. And so I had that in my pocket. I feel like I kind of gained some of Kathy's trust. I told her that I wanted to work with her. And then the next morning I felt really good. I felt like I was just able to, even though I didn't get much sleep, I felt like it was so worth it to sit up and just go through each person, go through the scenarios, go through what is it that they want to gain and how can I convince them that I can help them get there to gain their trust. And I just think that really cleared my head and gave me the confidence with the day going forward.
That's that rare form of in-game empathy, where it's one thing to understand how we perceive ourselves. It's another thing to see how other people perceive us. It's another thing to see how people perceive themselves and understand what they need.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good gameplay.
I want to say kind of back to what you're saying about, when you saw her in the first confessional. The turning point for me where I really started having eyes for you was when you had the whole Red Tribe after the swap.
Yeah.
And you had that. I mentioned this to Dion, and I'd like to ask you a fairly similar question. What was that like, going through that process of being that suffering tribe, but not like you guys weren't bad at challenges. You just had a lot of bad luck. You missed at least 2 of those challenges by just the skin of your teeth.
By seconds.
What was going through your head during that process as far as your end game?
It was extremely stressful time, just knowing numbers are dwindling. But at the same time, looking back, I think it was so beneficial for me because it solidified relationships. Dion and Laura and Kathy and I had such a close bond from going through all those tribals and sticking together and then winning those final 2. I feel like that experience bonded us so close that connection and relationship really helped me going forward. And sometimes it's not always bad, I think, to be perceived as the weaker on the bottom, because then the people at the top are looking for your votes and you can kind of try to work your way up. So yeah, it was really rough though. Loss after loss kind of, it weared.
The production crew and the crowd was cheering for you towards the end there.
I know.
I was personally in charge of filming your group during those last challenges, and especially with those puzzles. I was on edge, trying not to leak through my camera and cheer you on, and just watching so tense as you guys were crushing it in those last. Finally, luck was on your side, and you guys showed your true colors and just killing it with those. And I remember in those challenges, even the ones that you were lost, because you guys still had great moments, like that food eating challenge. You ate that in 5 seconds. You were not joking around.
Which one did you have?
I had kimchi, which I actually thought was the easiest one.
Because Jack,
when I saw Jack struggling, I was like, if I can just down this, then we'll have a chance. And I hate spicy food, and I knew it was super spicy. And I was like, I just need to just chew and swallow as fast as I can. And I did, but it didn't end up working out. But
I remember even just a little bit before that, I remember seeing you compete and knowing I think because your tribe understood that it was going to be a hard road during this swapped period.
Yeah.
And I saw a fire in your eyes that you were a fierce competitor, and you would be damned if this tribe was going to let you ruin your shot to have a chance at the victory. And I was like, this is somebody that they need to watch out for, because I don't think they realize how fierce of a competitor she is.
So at the final 3, you're holding that rope. Are you saying, walk me through that mindset, are you thinking, I win? Or are you thinking, what's going through your mind at that point?
At that point, I did feel confident that if I won, I would win in the end. Because I knew that if I won, that I would take Maria. And Maria's a wonderful person, and she did play, she made it to final 2. She played a good game. But I felt like I made bolder moves than she did. And I felt confident that the jury would see that, and that I could pull off the win. But it was excruciating. There was a moment near the end. The first round I was pretty solid, but that second round when they added the heavier weight, I don't think I could have made it much longer. It was grueling. My arms were on fire. I was trying to think of anything but the challenge, just to get my mind somewhere else. I'm singing songs in my head and trying to do whatever I could just to take my mind off of the pain that was shooting through my body.
And then, which was worse, that, or you say that you're normally sort of a little more quiet, a little more reserved, and then you stood at Final Tribal.
Yeah.
And it delivered what sounded very confident and very, you kind of took that deep breath and it's this is what I have to do right now.
Yeah.
But you say that's probably not you in your daily life. Where'd that come from?
Well, I did feel confident in my gameplay, and I think that was part of it. And I really, staying up that night at the fire and basically staying up all night thinking about the game really helped me process the moves I had made and my strategy and relationships, and I feel like that really helped me when the time came to do the final tribal. I kind of had in my head at least some of, I mean, not everything had played out yet, but some of the strong points of my game that I wanted to talk about, and I really was trying to be as precise and I didn't want to have like these long explanations. I wanted just to lay out very clearly the reasons I thought I deserved to win, and I feel like I was able to do that. So
Great game.
thank you.
We really enjoyed watching you play. And, I mean, from that first confessional on, it's like, she's got a shot.
Yeah.
Not everyone has a shot after day one.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't easy. This navigation,
Yeah.
all of the switches,
Oh my gosh,
the weather,
it
and
was
all
so
of it, we knew whoever got there was going to deserve it. I don't use the D word. I don't believe in the D word when it comes to Survivor, but you didn't back into anything. You earned that spot by working hard. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
You-
same.
You want to cap it off with your experience question?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I think I was just enjoying. That felt like a great summation of your game. But there's the second half of this. There's the game, and then there's the experience. So from applying to getting ready for this thing to stepping out here and getting the gut check, getting all the way facing doubt. What was it like? And was it everything you hoped and dreamed? Was it more? Was it like, holy crap, I never want to do this again in my life?
It was so much more than I expected. I honestly don't even have the words. I mean, the challenges were phenomenal. I was not expecting them to be so well, planned out, and the people. I was expecting there to be maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to make so many friends, and it was nice to not just play the game, but also come away with like some friendships and had some really great laughs and some really high highs, and also, it was a lot harder than I anticipated. I never anticipated how hard the nights would be.
You had the hardest nights. We have to deliver. When it comes to the experience, it's like you are a part of a crazy family.
Please,
come in here, please.
this should not be happening right now. I should be sitting here.
Oh my gosh, have a good trip. Thank you. You don't have to. I'll become one of your like 30,000 followers.
Hell of a game, man. Hell of a game. We were stunned you didn't play it. We had you measured up for like, I kept saying, it's like, he's got both sides. I know. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but there are certain parts of your gameplay which we haven't had people do here, which I admire to no end, which is the whole, I don't want them to flip any of them, so I'll be the flippable guy. I know I'm not flippable, but I'm going to let you think I am. And you control them. And you control both sides. It was just like all the ex-girlfriends compared notes at some point.
I know, that was the problem. I didn't think they would. I thought each side was going to be loyal to me. And they got me and I didn't play the idol. Good
We
job.
tried to be good actresses.
Good job. Well, she had one mistake and I didn't let it get you.
I really thought that I was done after that.
I told you, I never lied to you.
I know.
Love you, congrats.
Sorry,
Thank you so much for all your hard work.
Great job,
Sorry
man.
for interrupting, man.
What was that mistake?
There was a moment where Bryce was scrambling, and I don't know why it came out of my mouth, but he wanted to talk to everyone. I was talking to him, and we had kind of hit it off. I felt like we had a good conversation that morning, and I asked him. I said, "What was your advantage?" And he said it was an idol, and then he goes, "Do I need to play it?" And I was like. I kind of like nodded, and then I was like, why did I tell him to play his idol? And I think at that point I was really questioning Justin, because he did act the part so well of working with Bryce that I even began to like doubt it. I was like, is he really with us, or is he playing us? And because I could totally see what would make the most sense is for him and Bryce to team up and do a two guys to the end because it did look like all of us girls were working together. And Bryce, first thing he does, like this was like 30 seconds after I finished talking to Bryce, he tells Justin, and Justin comes up and he cusses me out. I mean, it was brutal. Every other word was the F word. He's like, what the F did you do? You effed me over. Like, and I was just like, oh my gosh, my game is over. Like, I just thought I had totally like blown all my chances like with a head nod. And I just kind of pulled it out of my butt. I was like, what I told the girls, I said, oh, that's what Bryce told Justin. I never said that. Bryce told Justin that to get in his head to get him to flip. I never said that. And I think they believed it because they knew that Bryce was so desperate that he would do anything to stay in the game. And so I was able to think quick on my feet and just kind of say, like, I never said that. Like, he just planted that seed in Justin to stir the pot. And I think that really saved it. And I don't think I totally convinced Justin that that's what happened. But I tried, so.
Must have worked.
I guess. Yeah.
Congratulations. You're a part of a crazy family.
Yeah.
And worthy winner.
Thank you very much.
All right, go be with your fans.
Okay, thank
and your
you.
internet fans.
I am so excited. I heard Sandra said something.
Yeah.